get over to the American Conference. Yep, bet you didn't expect that. North Texas is traveling to Memphis in two teams that have won a lot of football games so far this season. Memphis is laying 10.5 points. I'm going to go ahead and take Memphis real quick. And I'm not going to think too hard about it. When North Texas and that, Morris offense goes against a half-decent defense, they struggle so bad. And Memphis, forget last year, right? They have played a much better defensive football. Granted, they haven't played great offenses this year for the most part.
Other than Navy. Navy's an elite offense.
Yeah, Navy is a elite, frisky, crazy offense that is definitely not what North Texas is running. I think Memphis's defense has looked better than it has in the past couple years. I like it. I like Memphis minus 10. I'll lay it, and I'm not going to think too hard about it, to be honest.
Is it 10.5? Are we picking at 10?
10.5. Which is different.
I think that hook kind of matters here. I'm with you here. I will go Memphis minus 10.5. Yeah, obviously to win. North Texas does concern me, though, because we have seen the lows of Chandler Morris. Well, yeah, you love that. And North Texas is a team you just love to bet on, too, because a lot of times they're doing good for you. But even last week against FIU, by any means an elite football team, right, on the road there, they struggled. They had to come back and win that football game, and credit to them for doing that. Credit to Chandler Morris continuing to play good football. Eric Morris putting in work there for the Mean Green down there in Denton. But I just, Memphis, to me, I think everyone wrote them off as soon as they lost to Navy. It's like, oh, you lost to Navy. How can you do anything? The Americans over. The Memphis, no chance to make a playoff push or anything like that. They're not as good as we thought they were. Maybe Navy's just a good football team. I don't think that's fair to say. And also, they're really hard to prepare for, right? You were also coming off a big win on the road against your former coach, Mike Norvell, in Florida State. I don't know. I still feel fine about Memphis. I still think they're probably the most talented team in the American, right? I don't think
I would argue maybe Tulane, top to bottom. But in terms of the skill positions and the quarterback, I'd probably take Memphis for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Seth Hennigan, Mario Anderson is a guy that I've liked for a while, or that I like this offseason. He's getting going, so we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I know South Florida has not looked good, and they didn't have their quarterback, and so, of course, your defense is going to look good right on the road there in Tampa, but I still think you can cause some turnovers. You can kind of get this game out of hand maybe early on and kind of ride that thing out. And you get Chandler Morris in these obvious passing situations, which we know they like to pass the ball, and we know they're good at it.
Yeah.
But nobody likes to pass the ball when they have to or when the other team knows they're going to. And that makes a difference sometimes in these games. But this is a massive game in the American, right? I think North Texas can establish themselves as a legit contender, right, in the American. Obviously, they are a contender for sure, being 2-0. But in terms of the rest of their schedule, I mean, you got Memphis, Tulane, and Army back to back to back. I think there's a buy-in between there somewhere, but
tough.
Those are 3 of the 4 best teams in the American, and a lot is going to be situated on how you fare, especially in this first game on the road at Memphis. It's going to be a night game. I think the Tigers itching to get back out there, itching to put their stamp back on their conference, which they have a lot of pride in. So we'll see. We'll see, but that's how I feel. It'll be awesome. This game could be super high scoring. With these offenses and these quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think the total might be somewhere in the 60s, so that tells you anything.
Yeah, 66. Yeah. 66.5.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Will not be taking the over, though, on that. Will not be taking the over.